John Lemon get any oxygen at birth? Greg Gutfeld ripped CNN host for saying that an expert blamed traffic spike on lack of civility. And the article goes on, and Lemon basically blames anti-vax conservatives, meaning people who don't want to be forcibly vaccinated with an untested, dangerous new drug that does not have a very long or good track record, who are not actually anti-vax. They just have concerns about this specific vaccine and don't feel that they should be forced to be vaccinated. And basically, he blames those people for the excess or the rise in traffic deaths, which is obviously ridiculous. And he goes through and gives a little bit of his so-called evidence for it, but he omitted footage of the most uncivil actions of 2020, the BLM riots that decimated cities nationwide, burned down inner-city stores and police precincts, and claimed the life of former St. Louis Police Captain David Dorn. CNN infamously described the arson-fueled unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin as fiery but mostly peaceful protests, which couldn't have been more of a lie. Although Lemon projected 2021's controversies backwards onto 2020's highways, guest Pam Shadle Fisher of the Governor's Highway Safety Association said automobile wrecks increased due to the stress and addiction caused by last year's COVID-19 pandemic. And you can read what she says here. I'll just skim through it. Basically, she said a lot of people have been self-medicating, using alcohol and drugs because of all the stress of, all the closures and restrictions of COVID-19 and people losing their jobs. And that's caused a lot of problems with people behind the wheel. Other people have been driving impaired on alcohol and drugs and multiple substances at once. And it's been recorded as one of the most stressful years in the last 15 years, which, yeah, obviously. Addictions increased to soothe the stress, leading to a record-breaking number of overdose deaths. A total of 93,331 Americans died of overdoses in 2020, up from 72,151 deaths in 2019, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And then Lemon gives some quote, "What does a seatbelt or another beer matter anyway? We're in the middle of a pandemic." Well, the pandemic is largely oversold by the media. So you should wear a seatbelt and not be drinking and driving. But apparently Lemon doesn't see it that way. And he did not address the role, Lemon, that the media played in stoking fear during the last year's pandemic. He also ignored the 55,807 DUI offenses and 48,919 traffic offenses committed by illegal aliens in 2020. So basically, the stress from the pandemic, illegal aliens, legalized marijuana, people drinking and driving, that's actually what's leading to all this. And yet he's blaming a few anti-vax Republicans. It's pretty sad. So he said the undeniable unraveling of society thanks to pandemic policies, this is Gutfeld saying this, forces Lemon to switch from lying to blaming something vague and unprovable. Yep. And let's see what if there's any good comments. The problem on our roads is that some drivers can't pull their faces away from their phones to save their own lives. Lights turn green, but no one is moving thanks to cell phones. And I definitely think that cell phones is another part of it. So yeah, don't listen to CNN, don't listen to Lemon. I think that's what we can gather from this. They just lie incessantly.